I'm Des Moines Register sports reporter Andy Hamilton here with Cyclones beat writer Tommy Birch after the conclusion of Iowa State's spring game. Tommy, what were the main takeaways? What did you learn about the Cyclones today that you didn't know already?
Not really too much. I think kind of the biggest story that we learned about was, I guess, that kind of caught us off guard maybe a little bit. Julian Good-Jones is kind of looking like he's going to be Iowa State's starting center. He had never played center before. They just kind of threw him into the mix of that. Right now he's the number one. He's kind of the only guy working with the number ones, at least by the sounds of it. He will go into the summer as the number one. Otherwise, we didn't really learn too much. Joel Lanning had a good game. Mike Warren did not play. That was, by all accounts, it sounded more precautionary. They already knew what they're going to get out of him. But we saw some other guys run the football. Mitchell Harger ran it pretty good. I think that kind of surprised me a little bit, how much they're going to lean on him, I guess, in 2016. Maybe not lean on him, but maybe utilize him more.
It's kind of hard to determine who's who and what's what in spring games. You don't know whether you're seeing a strong performance from the defense or if the offense is lacking. But Lanning's a guy that you saw a year ago, quite a bit in the second half of the season in particular. What did you see from him today that you might not have seen last year?
9-day in terms of comfortability. He just looked like he felt so much more comfortable being out there. He passed the ball a lot better. We saw him pass it on the run. We saw him sit in the pocket and throw it. We didn't really see him run it too much. Once again, that was kind of a precautionary thing. You can't afford to have Mike Warren or Joel Lanning get hurt, but I would say the biggest thing with Joel Lanning is he looked like a guy who had taken snaps before and just felt good about being in the spotlight and having that job.
Going into the fall, what's the biggest question for you with this football team right now?
There are two big questions. I think the linebacking core, there are just a lot of question marks about who's going to fit where, kind of what they can do. And then probably the biggest question mark is that offensive line, the fact that you're having to plug in a guy like Julian Good-Jones, who has virtually no experience, into that starting spot probably is a major concern. There's a lot of inexperience on that line. They do have Jake Campos. He's been injured during the spring. They have Nick Fett. They felt good about a few good guys, but no matter who they plug in there, it's going to be inexperience, and there are probably going to be some tough times.
That'll do it for us from Jack Trice Stadium. Check back to DesMoinesRegister.com for all our coverage of today's spring game.